Hey guys. So it's been a while since I've done like a sit down video and like talked about my life when I'm not like in a time of distress and kind of calling out for help like the last video. Which I think it's important to do those videos, but I think it's important to also do videos when I'm not bawling my eyes out and really need to vent. So I want to talk a little bit. I know you guys watched a lot. Like there was a lot more views and there was more response when I did my coming out story video. So I want to talk more because I haven't talked about this on a video. I want to talk more about like how I identify in terms of gender. I like briefly brushed it, like talked about it a bit in the coming out story video, but I haven't talked about it since I like publicly came out and like told my family and talked to my talked to like my coworkers and talked to my friends and everything like that. So I kind of want to just go into that. So if you're wondering how I identify, I formally kind of came out as like somewhere in between female and male, more on the masculine side. I'm still not entirely comfortable with a label yet, but I know that it's moving more towards the male side, which is exciting and scary because it's relatable and it makes sense to me to a degree, but I also have doubts, which is normal for anybody, no matter where you identify on the spectrum. Like, it's normal for you to have doubts, and especially for other people to make you have doubts, because like I've seen so many people say like we're questioned so much once you come out as like not conforming in the gender that you're assigned. Like, people will constantly question you and constantly ask you questions, and very invasive questions, which I'm a person that really doesn't mind answering some of those really invasive questions, but not everybody is okay with that. Anyway, this video's a tangent and you're not ready for it. But I don't even know where I was going with that. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about some things that I experience and the way that I feel. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, and you'll see countless videos of this on YouTube, but this is just my experience. So I want to talk to you guys about gender dysphoria, which if you don't know what that means, I have the definition right here. So it's distress or discomfort a person experiences as a result of the sex and gender they were assigned at birth. So that's the Wikipedia definition. So, but there's two types. So there's social dysphoria. So that would be like if someone genders you the wrong way, addresses you as he when you identify as a woman, or addresses you as she when you identify as male. Or even if you identify as non-binary, if somebody addresses you as he or she rather than addressing you as they. And then there's body dysphoria, which some people experience when they're not trans. But it is a thing with trans people. So that's being uncomfortable with your chest, uncomfortable with your bottom parts, uncomfortable with not having facial hair, uncomfortable with baby face, uncomfortable with your voice, the way it sounds, uncomfortable with being hairless. On the opposite, uncomfortable with hair happening, uncomfortable with not having a chest, things like that. So I guess for me personally, like, I have more social dysphoria than I do have body dysphoria. That doesn't mean I don't experience body dysphoria, but it's more social than anything. So especially, and it worsened after coming out because I was so hidden about it, so hidden about it before. So I didn't let it bother me because nobody knew. So it's hard to let things bother you, and like especially expressing it bothering you if people don't know. Because once you express that it bothers you, then you have to out yourself in that moment. And especially when you're not sure where you identify on the spectrum, if you voice those concerns and voice what's bothering you, then you have to figure out kind of like where do I fall on the spectrum so that I can tell people why this is bothering me. So I guess I started identifying as like gender fluid when I was 19. So it was like somewhere in college, and that was more based on clothing. Excuse me. And the way my clothes made me feel. So as weird as that sounds, but it's a thing. So when I would wear like female, like quote unquote female clothes, because clothes don't have a gender, they're clothes anyway, but clothes from the girls section, so dresses, stuff like that, I would feel more in touch with my feminine side, but not really like I was a girl. I always felt a little weird and costumey and not entirely comfortable, but I never acknowledged that, I guess. I felt like that's what I was supposed to be wearing and supposed to look like, but I was 90 times more comfortable wearing more masculine clothing. But my issue, my stupidity, was not buying the clothes that actually fit. So I was able to deny somewhat that I was more comfortable in those clothes after a while, because I wasn't overly comfortable in those clothes because they didn't fit. I looked like a little boy who was wearing his dad's big shirt or his dad's tie. Like, that's why it made more sense in that moment for me to identify as gender fluid, I guess, because I somewhat felt comfortable in the women's clothing because I was feeling less comfortable in the men's clothing because they didn't fit properly. That's how I interpret that now. And I didn't realize it then until a while back. I started buying more clothes from the quote-unquote boys section that actually fit my body and actually looked good. And I shaved my head, and it looked the way in my head that I look. When we shaved it the first time, it didn't exactly look right, and then we shaved it the second time. My lovely girlfriend shaved it. She's amazing. Anyway, but we shaved it the second time, and it was like this moment of, oh my god, this is what I wanted it to look like. When I had short hair before, it was always like, it was okay, but it wasn't how I felt on the inside. And I didn't always feel like that on the inside, especially in my teen years, but I think it's because I was more distracted with other issues. Because I remember when I was younger, I always was with my brother. I always wanted to hang around with my brother. I always wanted to be shirtless. I always wanted to do the boy things. And everybody said it was a tomboy thing. And it got relatively pushed out of me with the people that I was hanging out with and with the people that I idolized, because they were so feminine and so quote unquote cool, and I thought that being like them would be cool, but it wasn't a comfortable thing for me. So it's come to a point where I'm just like slowly transitioning socially to the more masculine side of things. I don't want to necessarily say male because I feel that way somewhat, but there's still, it's more comfortable to say masculine, and someday maybe I will completely identify as male, but at the moment, no. But yeah, I'm buying more masculine clothing. I'm going by they them pronouns. Some people I go by he him pronouns, which are totally fine, and I'm comfortable with that. I changed my name to Hudson. If you don't know what my birth name was before, then you're not going to know it, but you can watch my other videos and you can find it. And it's been an experience, and we all have our doubts, but I'm getting there, you know? And like, I bought a binder. I'm going to start binding my chest, and I can't wait to see what it looks like flat down. Like, I don't know. And I'm researching like transitions, and I'm watching more trans content, which is important for anybody to watch, I think, so that you can be more educated. But it's nice for me to watch because I feel like I can relate to that content, and it's nice. So I guess this video is kind of like a life update, and it's so rambly and so out of the blue, and I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to update. Oh my god, can I speak? I just wanted to update you guys and tell you a little bit about my life. And as I'm speaking, I'm feeling a little bit of dysphoria about my voice, because sometimes it feels more girly and it feels like really high, but other people tell me that it's not high, but to me it's high. I wish it was lower. Anyway, so hopefully in the next few videos, I don't know, maybe there'll be some changes, I don't know, but I'll probably show you guys what the binder looks like under a t-shirt, and show you how like cool I look, or maybe show you some outfits or do some vlogging. I don't know. It sucks because I don't have like a camera and editing software, so I literally show you these unedited crappy ass videos on my iPhone 5S. But anyway, for the like 2 people that are watching this, I'm gonna sign off from here, and this is my rambly ramble. Bye.